Hey y'all, welcome to Clover Connect. I'm your host, Ezra Stetzel, and today we have a really special guest. It's Mr. Terry Bell.
Yes, I'm Terry Bell, the Warren County Executive, and I'm glad to be here today. And 4-H, we really want to support the 4-H program in Warren County.
Alrighty, so to start off, were you a 4-H'er growing up?
Yes, of course. Now that was in the 70s, so probably 4-H was a little more advanced than what it was. I remember, I distinctly remember they used to. I don't know if y'all still have it or not, but we had. They come in the elementary schools, and I think it's about the 4th grade, the best I can remember. And they had the competition where you bake biscuits and corn muffins.
Oh,
And so I actually done those. I don't think I won, but I actually did participate and done those things.
that's awesome. I don't know if they still have the cornbread competition, but if they do, I need to do it.
They-
That's
they-
cool.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to be the county executive?
Well, I was a county commissioner for 16 years. And of course, I guess just a little background on me. Farming is a key thing for me. My grandfather was a farmer, my dad was a farmer, and I farm, and I've got 3 boys that actually run the farm while I'm being county executive. And our farm encompasses about 1,100 acres today, and we rent a lot of ground. We probably rent about 600 acres. So we're running 1,700 acres, and we've got a row crop operation. And we've got nursery stock. We've got about 150 acres of nursery stock, and we've got about 175 mama cows that we run. So when you take all those things together, and being as a county commissioner, I just started out that it'd be 24 years ago now, as a county commissioner, because I cared about what's going on in our county, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't raise our property taxes up where our farmers would have to pay huge amounts of property taxes on our land, and just do things to try to help the farmers in Warren County all I could.
So, just going off what you said, you're big in agriculture.
Yes.
So, what could youth today do to help agriculture in any type of way?
Well, that's one thing that I think as the county executive we need to promote in this country. I don't think people realize the state of Tennessee is losing over 200 acres a day to development, which when I say that means that we're taking 200 acres of agricultural land and we're putting parking lots, factories, houses, and stuff on that every day. So I have 7 grandchildren. So I want them to be able to farm the land that we have, but if we keep at the development rate without letting the public know exactly what's going on, we're going to use up all our agricultural land. And I have a firm belief that the United States has been really blessed in the fact that we are able to feed ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're able to ship food all over the world because we're really good in the agriculture part. But if we lose that ability and have to go to buying our food from foreign countries, then we've got a problem with our food supply.
Mm-hmm. And I went to Tennessee 4-H Congress, and I was in the agriculture department, I guess you would call it. And they were like, well, why do you want to do so much for agriculture? I said, because we can't live without agriculture.
That's right.
I said, that's where we get our food. That's the clothes you're wearing. That's agriculture. The
all
shoes
of it
you're
is.
wearing. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I think people don't understand. If your agriculture community is not thriving, it feeds back to everything else. Because, I mean, if you would just imagine the fact that I can't get nothing to eat today, or it takes my whole salary to buy my food today.
Mm-hmm.
See, where would we be?
Yeah.
You can't do anything else without food. I mean, if even our doctors and nurses and everything that take care of our health, if they weren't able to eat, they're not going to be able to service us.
Yeah. What do you wish kids were more passionate about, whether that's agriculture or whatever?
Well, I wish people were just more involved in I mean, I know it's a balancing act of having to have agriculture and have growth, and have government. And I wish people just understood more about it needs to be a slow, steady balance of both to keep the country where we need to be.
What advice would you give to a younger 4-Hers or just kids now?
Kids now? Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. If you would have told me when I was in high school, I started out, we were a dairy farm. And I was in 4-H, and then, of course, quick as I got to the Chancellor in junior high, I was a freshman. I become involved in the FFA really heavy, which I think the 4-H and FFA are really good partners.
Yeah, we go hand in hand.
Hand in hand. Kind of you move on, some of you when you get older, involved in our 4-H, our FFA program. And I would tell those people, I remember I had and our advisor was Mr. Russell Watson, and I got elected president, and I was always an officer in the FFA, and he made us do parliamentary procedure. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But as an officer, I had to. So I've done what my advisor advised me, and I learned the parliamentary procedure and everything. And later on in life, I was like, I'll never use this. I'm milking cows now. My life will never change. I'll be doing that until I retire or die out. And but the market's changed. At that time, we had 75 grade A dairies in Warren County. Today, we have 0. So I had to pivot. I also raised top hogs. That market pivoted. And there used to be a bunch of hogs in Warren County, but today, there's very few. I know Mr. Kelly Prater still raises a few, but there was thousands of heads back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s in Warren County. And so when you're doing these things in 4-H and FFA, or you're just learning things, you never know in life what you'll use, because that parliamentary procedure, when I become a county commissioner, is part-time. People on the county court would be like, how do you know how to run these meetings through parliamentary procedure? I said, well, I learned it in FFA.
Yeah.
And I said, I thought I'd never use it, but in return, I did.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you think you're out there and people are trying to get you to learn new things, and you think I'll never use that, learn it, keep it in the back of your mind, because it may come in handy.
Yeah. And in the last episode, Brady Higdon from Marion County, he said that he'll go into a county commissioner meeting and stuff like that, and it's just set up like a 4-H meeting.
It is.
And that's what I like about 4-H, is they really set us up for the future. And
yes, they do.
We'll go to Farm Bureau sometimes and go over there, and we know what all they're talking about because we do that.
You do that the same thing?
Yeah.
A lot of people out that come to our county commission meetings, they're like, I'm lost on your parliamentary procedure and things like that. And so we need the younger people in this country and county to be aware of that, because you are going to be the leaders of our counties, our state, and our government later on.
Mm-hmm. Going off of what I said earlier about going to Congress, one of the bills that we did was Ag in School, and that was my personal bill.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, why do you need Ag in School? And I was like, because we're all based off of ag, we have to live off of it. And just with everything happening with the land and everything like that, it's just, I feel like agriculture is so important, and it's more important than ever right now, because it's what we need. It
is, because like I say, when it all boils back down to it, we all have to eat 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, they go to Walmart and they go to Kroger's or wherever you get your food, and you're just like, well, it's on the shelf. No, it started at a farm somewhere. Yeah. So you've got to trace that back, and somebody's got to do that work.
Yeah, and I've seen kids myself be like, oh, well, where does these eggs come from? Oh, they're from the store.
Yeah.
No, they don't come from the store. They come from these chickens.
They started out as chickens.
Yes, yes. And another one we did was mental health help for agriculture families, and with everything with fertilizer and stuff. I saw a post the other day from Farm Bureau said that fertilizer was up so much that people couldn't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the process right now. As a matter of fact, my boys are planting some corn today, and of course they had to order fertilizer this morning. And with those increased costs that we have in the production, that I'm almost guaranteed if I have a bumper crop, I'll make very little money, and that falls back to the mental stability of the farmers. it's really hard for farmers. They want to stay on the land and everything, but it's hard to make a living there. And that's where we get into this development because their land's worth so much money.
Yeah, and
it's a struggle for them. And I know I've had a lot of sleepless nights. We've been kind of going through a drought in this area, and so you put out tons of money on seed, fertilizer, and diesel, not to count your labor and your time. And then we don't get the rain, the seed don't even come up. You don't even have a crop.
And our thing was, because it said that suicide rates were up 7% than everybody else. And they were like, well, why do you just want to do it for agriculture families? And I said, with everything that's going on in the world, I said, just getting a group of farmers together, have some grannies make some good crock pot meals, go to your extension office or go to a community center like Lucky or Midway, places like that, just getting together and talking, and let like-minded people talk about like-minded stuff, and you'll see a change.
Yeah, because a lot of people doesn't understand the farming community, because they think just because you've got a lot of land and you may be worth a lot of money, but that doesn't translate into money for you to live on. And that's where the struggle for the American farmer is today. If he sells out, and everybody's like, well, why don't they just sell out? It's not, but they don't want to do that because it's not about the money. It's a way of life if you actually do agriculture. You live it and you raise a family. That's what I've done.
So is there something that you would like to see in Warren County that youth could do, or just in other counties as well?
Well, I mean, this is awareness to the public. That would help educate our youth more than anything on how important this agriculture is, because I just don't think we can stress that enough. Because as time goes on, it's practically gotten to the point now. I mean, I talk to many farmers, and when we talk about you getting in the farming business, if you don't have a farm, it can't happen because land's so high, equipment's so high, there's no way you could make the payments on that. So we've got to try to struggle and find a way to definitely keep our farm families on the farm.
And when I first started 4-H, I was nervous because I was like, well, you know, I'm in agriculture, but I'm not that big into agriculture. And then once I really started doing 4-H, I realized that everything is in agriculture, and there's always something I could do. And I feel like we can't stress that enough, that you need to know about agriculture and you need to know about all this.
Well, I'll tell you this, just a side note to kind of what you're saying. I mean, don't worry about how little or how big you are in agriculture, because nobody starts big. When I tell people we got over 1,100 acres, they're like, wow, you know. But I didn't start that way. I started out with 38 acres. And I didn't get that till I was 21. And I've slowly just bought the farms that adjoin me, or the farms that I could afford to expand our operation, and moved into diversifying into different things to make that happen.
Do you think that you'd be in the same path that you are without 4-H and FFA?
Probably not, because I mean, I was that instilled in the agriculture part, because I really, to be honest with you, I wasn't interested in school. I was just interested in the agriculture. But those two groups give me the avenue to do some agriculture to keep my education going.
Yeah, that's how I was with this podcast. I mean, I've always been in engineering and safety science or veterinary science, because since I showed the tractors and then I showed animals for a little bit, I've always been around that area, and I didn't really think that ag communication would be like the way that I was going until I really tried new things, tried it out. And it wasn't until I did our agriculture, I think Commissioner Andy Holt.
Yes.
And I met him at Congress, and him talking, I understood all of it. And I was like, this is where I need to be. This is what I need to do, and this is what God wants me to do. You know? So,
and you never know where that leads you. Till you try.
I've gotten internship stuff from Farm Bureau in, I want to think, not Swanee, but it's somewhere. And it had a great ag communication program, but it was just too far away and I couldn't do it. But yeah, it was awesome.
There'll be another opportunity come up though.
So what's something from 4-H or FFA did you realize wouldn't stick with you until you turned into an adult?
Well, actually, like I say, the 4-H and FFA, the Department of Procedure, I didn't really think, I was like, I'll never use this.
Mhm.
And then, of course, that stayed with me. And now it's something that I'm using in every meeting we have.
Yep.
So there's a lot of different things. I mean, just the farming community is changing so much.
Mhm.
And we're really fast because, I mean, when I first started in the agriculture part, my dad, we used to work the ground constantly. We'd have to work it 4 or 5 times before we planted it. Today, most of my farming is no-till. We go sit right down and we don't even disturb the soil. That way we're saving the soil, we're saving our moisture. And all those things have evolved from the time I started agriculture. So we have to involve, and back when I started, if you made 100 bushel of corn, that was a bumper. 100 to 120 bushel of corn, that was a bumper crop. Today, if we don't make 150 to 200, it's a bad crop.
Yeah.
So that's how much agriculture has changed and how much we've been able to change that production just through changing the way we farm.
Yeah. So, coming from your perspective, do you think that kids in school now need to learn about agriculture?
Oh, I definitely do, because that is something that everybody, whether you're actually going to do it yourself, but you ought to see the struggles that the people that are providing your food that you eat every day are going through.
And I feel like it's good to know, even if you're not interested in agriculture, just to learn about it and just to get your own opinion about it, even if you're not real big into it. It's okay.
I mean, my son that's before he got married, he was dating a girl, and she didn't want him to give any calves any shots or anything. She hadn't been on a farm or anything. And she's like, you ain't gonna give those calves a shot, are you? And he said, well, don't you understand what the shots are for? And she's like, well, yeah, but that's giving them medicine and everything. You shouldn't do that. And he said, well, when you get sick, do you go to the doctor? She said, yeah. He said, does he not give you medicine? Yes. Well, that's to get you better and keep you from dying from whatever you got. And so that's all the farmer's trying to do with his cattle and his animals. He's trying to, when they get sick, he's trying to keep them from losing them.
Yep.
So that's something that, if you're more involved in agriculture, and after he told her that, she said, well, sure, I would have to give them shots too. But she had never really looked at it that way.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that that 4-H goes into school early on in 4th and 5th grade. Just because I remember my second project that I ever did in 4-H was I had this calf and she had hoof rot, and so I did how to help hoof rot and stuff like that. And I'm glad that they did that because it helped form me into who I need to be now.
Yeah.
And I thank God for that.
It's just a learning process.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of hard work.
And that's something you never get too old on the farm to learn, because it's always changing, and what works for you may not work for me. And so you just have to make it happen.
Yeah. So is there anything that you want to talk about specifically, or any questions for me or anything?
No. Of course, you're looking to go into the journalism part.
Probably, I want to do AI on cows and be a breeding specialist.
Yeah.
But if the Lord wants me to do ag communications, then I'll do it. I don't care.
Just wherever it leads.
Yeah, just wherever.
Just be open, because when we milk cows, MTSU used to have artificial insemination program in Murfreesboro, and I went down there and I actually to try to breed our cows up and get a lot better milk herd. I actually went down there and learned to do that. Yeah. So
I was learning about it for our livestock quiz bowl, and I fell in love with it because it's cool to learn about, and it was unique. And I was like, I want to do something unique, and I've never really done it before, but I have a lot of interest in it. And once I get the chance, then I'll be the first one up there and be like, hey, let me do it. But just working with when I get a cow every now and then, I'll be working with it now. I just love it. I love working with agriculture and being hands-on and stuff like that.
Well, like I say, I'm partial to the agriculture part of it, because that's where my heart is.
Yeah.
But I have to. My boys actually run my farm. For anybody that doesn't know now, and I say boys, but one of them's 34 and one's 31, and so, and the other one, let's see, he'll be 28 this year. So.
Yeah. But it's good to have people doing that,
It is, and we're proud of all of them.
Yeah, and your grandkids, I see them all the time.
Yeah.
They're always in it.
And our grandkids are in the farming too, because they're right there on the farm, and I'm really proud that they're able to be raised there, because it's just a great way of life.
Yeah. is. So if you're good, I'm good.
All right. Thank you for having me today.
Of course. So everybody, that was our episode of Clover Connect with Mr. Arabelle. We'll see y'all next time. I love you. God loves you. Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Maybe that'll work out for you.